Okay, some of you are drawing the same conclusion that I am, that Bryan may be the stalker for Kaylee. And I didn't know which girl had a stalker, but as I look better, it looks like it was Kaylee. So I'm going to go ahead and read and see if that is true, if it was, if Bryan was Kaylee's stalker, because we got in that last reading I just did, which was, you know, what was the punishment? Was he found? Would he be found guilty on first-degree murder? And what was going to be his punishment? It looked like we got that Knight of Cups, which is the guy coming towards the girl, and the cups are the emotions. And the reason I'm saying the guy coming towards the girl was because we also got the Queen of Wands, and the guy was walking towards her, and she was turned away, you know, turning her head, looking the other way, totally not interested in him. So that's why Bryan and Kaylee, there was going to be more information coming out about that situation. And I knew one of the girls had a stalker, but I wasn't sure which one. And I looked it up, and it was Kaylee. So just like some of you put comments on there about the stalker and it, you know, probably being true, it looks like it is from what I can see, and it looks like it maybe was Bryan. So we're just going to ask real quick if it was. I'm using my old cards. I know you guys know I have these old cards, and they stick a little bit. They're a little harder to use to set out. So anyway, very interesting case. I'm sure you guys like me are just like, what in the world would ever cause someone to do that, you know? And it looks like we got a good analysis of him in an earlier reading, but it's just so hard to believe that somebody could even do that. So I think that's why we're all just a little captivated with it, because it's so hard to believe. I mean, well, we've all had moments where somebody has really got us mad and what have you, and you feel like you could kill them in the moment. We don't do that, you know? And it just, and some of these people clearly were wrong place, wrong time, you know, just wrong place, wrong time. Most of them is my impression. And he had real issues with women, as I saw in that earlier reading, that could communicate well and speak their mind and were powerful. And he had those inferiority issues, and it's just a mess. So let's go ahead and read about Bryan. Let me focus for a second. Bryan being Kaylee's stalker, because Kaylee said and told friends she had a stalker. So tell us about Bryan being Kaylee's stalker. Let's see what we get. Okay, we have cards in here. Bryan, tell us about Bryan being Kaylee's stalker. Well, there's two cards here. The first is acting on his plans. Remember, we got this in the last reading. And the reading I'm referring to was the Bryan Kohberger be found guilty and what would his punishment be. We got this, and I was explaining to you that he had set his plans in place, and he had acted on them. And I want to say this was connected with Madison, I think, in that reading. But now we're reading about Kaylee and whether he was her stalker. Well, it sure does look like he probably was, because he's got his plans in place and he's acted on them. And then we've got the Two of Pentacles, which makes me think he liked more than one girl. He was stalking more than one girl. He didn't like two of the girls. And I think the other one was Madison. And meaning when I say he didn't like them, he was obsessed with them. I mean, he really, really liked them, but enough that he went overboard and went completely nutcase. Because we have the Two of Pentacles. Pentacles can stand for a physical human body. And it looks like this person's, you know, he's got two that he's very concentrated on at that moment. So I do feel like Kaylee was the number one person that he really, really was out to get. Um, and I do feel like he was her stalker. There may have been issues with Madison too, to be honest with you. If that's carrying into this reading, it's possible it was just Kaylee. But I'm seeing that two pentacles, which makes me think there might have been some fixation on another one of the girls as well. To a much lesser degree. And the reason I'm saying that is because, like, he's got, okay, there's this girl over here, which let's just say that's Kaylee. There's this girl over here. He's so concentrated on her. Look at her, the way he's focusing on her. And look at the big ship back here and the big wave. So everything's bigger on this side. Everything's more got his attention on this side. Everything looks a little more dangerous on this side with the way the ship is going over that wave. But over here in the background, there's another person that has his attention as well, just not, he's not as focused on this other person. And that's the small ship down here in the small wave. So yeah, I do think there may have been issues with Madison as well. He's not a healthy person, and we saw that in the other reading. Totally not a healthy person at all. All right, well, that's it. It does look like he was following Kaylee, but I also think he might have followed Madison sometimes too. All right, take care. Bye-bye.